somebody had asked the question, which challenges me and kind of turns some of what we think about on its head by saying, what kind of ancestors will we be 7 generations from now? The best thing we can do is be protectors.
We are the people too. You can't ignore us 3. We will not let you frack our planet 1. We are the people too. You can't ignore us.
I'm a Scrantonian, a high schooler. I've lived here most of my life. It's our generation, our future generations that are going to be affected by this. I think that we need to be at the front lines here.
When we have massive support from the community not to expand this landfill, we don't want to breathe it and drink it. We want to be heard and we want to see some action now.
It's the Keystone Sanitary Landfill. They're putting pre-fracking waste on top to hold down and keep the smell down of the regular household trash. And it is radioactive, and it is leaching, and it is polluting the drinking water. And that's outrageous.
A long time ago, in '83, I thought that I'd never be a grandmother, and this is called the Walk for Our Grandchildren, the second one that I've been on. I'm fairly passionate about my grandchildren and my children, and I don't see their future being the way I want it to be, so I am pushing forward and doing what I think I can do.
With people's courage, we can make it. And then we just put different words in with it.
Oh, I love those words.
Yeah, those are
Courage
great
over and over again.
Yes, a great.
No, then you adjust it.
Oh, you mean then do another?
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
at
One possibility would be to start out rocking, and then as the police approach, to go into your intrepid energy.
What does that look like? We start
And that would be an
calmly.
approach.
Yeah, we shall not be moved. How about that one?
Oh, how about that?
We shall not be moved.
Yeah, that's
that
always.
would be good.
We are grandmas, we shall not be moved.
Oh yeah,
We are grandmas, we shall not be moved. Just like the tree that's standing by the water, we shall not be moved. I became a grandmother recently, and that made me think, oh, I want this little person to have a happy life and not to be assaulted by terrible weather and droughts and all the horrible catastrophes. I want him to have a secure future.
I'm an elder, and this is about grandchildren and the generations that are to come. I taught English as a second language, and the one topic that we could always agree on, no matter what country we were, who was in the classroom, maybe from 10 different countries, was the environment. The one thing that can unite us is we all love our families, we all love the land that we come from, and if we can share stories and conversations, perhaps we can gently go forward and people won't fight for dirty energy jobs.
Of silence and take this moment to look at this beautiful blue sky. This is what we have been given by this amazing earth on which we live. And look a little bit further behind me to Independence Hall. This is the symbol of our nation. We came together to create a nation of freedom for all. We're not there yet, we know that. but we are working towards that goal.
I want these people to force me to do what is right, to keep all fossil fuels in the ground, this madness which is going to kill the earth, kill my grandchildren and your grandchildren. So it must be done now. I know, Joe Biden, know what is right, but they get me around the neck, the corporations, the industrial manufacturers.
Chase back! Chase back! Chase back! Chase back! Chase back! Chase back! No more fossil fuel! No more fossil fuel!
No more pipelines!
Ray started getting sick. He had back pains. Didn't know what they were at the time. Before you know it, we going to doctors and they found out that he had bone cancer. In the meantime of him getting sick and better, a lot of my neighbors on my block were getting sick with cancer. I consider it and I call it, they were being erased. It's really hard that watching your neighbors around the corner die. For a while, for a long time, people came in our area and they came saying they were going to help us fight this, but they left off. They got scared off. Philly Thrive came in. We did not believe them. I was one of them ones. Today I'm a Philly Thrive member because they did something. I was scared at first. I got scared, but I said they're not going to stop me because a man in my house is dying. He's not here today. He's not here today because these kind of chemicals kill people. My son is home suffering in the house because his father's dead. So it's serious. And I tell anybody, we can't have this. We can't have this.
They have never transported LNG by rail car ever in the United States. This is the first time they would do it, and they're sending it over 200 miles through hundreds of thousands of people's communities.
So LNG stands for liquefied natural gas, or fracked gas, and the project would transport fracked gas throughout South Jersey, Pennsylvania, either by train or by truck, by untested methods. It would go past nursing homes, hospitals, schools, through communities, and there's been incidents in China where there's just been explosions on the side of the highway. So untested, unprotected methods, and also there isn't even an industry for this. So this is really just to enrich frackers and at the expense of our community. And again, more fossil fuel projects. That's not the direction we should be heading in 2021.
I want to hold the community accountable because we are the ones with the voice that can make a difference. That's right. Because at the end of the day, if we don't talk, if we don't vote, if we don't show up to meetings, if we don't do what we need to do as a community, current members will continue to be able to do what they're doing.
Look inside your heart. Would you want this type of monstrosity in your community? And it seems to me that they're targeting communities that are poverty-stricken, that might not have the same kind of voice that other people have. There's 2 chemical plants. There's an oil refinery. There's this incinerator. There's a paper mill, a power plant. So it's this big cluster of pollution, and that we're all being basically poisoned to death for profit, but we're not seeing any of the profit.
Something we learned is that trash incinerators are the most polluting and expensive way to manage waste, worse than landfilling, or to make energy, dirtier than coal power plants actually. We're surrounded by actually the biggest cluster of trash incinerators in the country, the 5 that surround Philadelphia, one of which is the one in Chester, Pennsylvania. And these are some of the largest polluters in our region. 5 of the top 10 polluters are these trash incinerators that circle my city.
Halito Chima Chukma, hello, I hope you all are well. Yakuke Ishto, a great big thank you for your heroism, sheroism, in an era that has lost heroism and sheroism as a value. So we're starting to realize this forgotten thing about when we all come together in a common goal, forget about the divisions and pettiness and judgments. We actually make things happen. We did it in the civil rights. We did it against big tobacco. We just done it over time and then we forget. How did we do that? Oh, that's right, everybody came together and put all their differences aside and said this is important. We really just wanted to inspire and support them and elevate their cause because we realize these are elders, and these are elders that are willing to walk. They're willing to put themselves in harm's way potentially from others that don't have the like mind of what we're doing.
The government is not protecting us. They have to protect us, right? That's their duty. We elect them to protect us because we're too busy with our own lives. So we elect these officials to go to Washington and make decisions on our behalf. But they're making decisions on their behalf and lining their pockets. That's not what we elected them to do.
bank's refusal, not only refusal to respond to the emergency, but refusal to stop creating the emergency, makes it urgent for me to take this step.
Our planet is in a terrible crisis. Our grandchildren have a terrible future ahead of them if we don't keep the fossil fuels in the ground.
Joe Biden is sitting with a lot of good intentions, but he's not making the kind of drastic action that we need. We are running out of time.
I'm thinking about the future generations, and even though it's uncomfortable to be here, their lives are going to be so uncomfortable.
Keep them in the ground. No more fossil fuel. Keep them in the ground.
They just arrested our police liaison.
Shut Chase down! Shut Chase down! Shut Chase down! Shut Chase down!
We shall not be moved. Black and white together, we shall not be moved, just like a seed planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
We were up there in opposition to what that eagle was sort of like predatory, and we're saying no to that. Chase and the fossil fuel industries have been predatory for all of us, and we just wanted to oppose that.
One person, instead of me saying to him that it was 108 in Seattle today, he said to me, you know, it's going to be 108 in Seattle today. And I said, yeah, that's exactly why we're out here. It's an emergency.
There are folks in all the stops we did along the way who are suffering because of banks like Chase.
I just hope that people who see what happened today move forward.
This was a very intense experience today and the last 10 days. I know we inspired people in a way that is sometimes common in actions like this, and this is the future of the earth if we can have a future of that. It's that simple.